because they will not be able to make up the scoreline. But we already have the pick and bans coming in from the teams, and we see Alliance banning Sinuous. Interesting ban right there. I don't think we have seen them play it yet, because usually it's always ban against them. But maybe that was a very interesting strategy from them. Maybe they're not actually as good as you would think, because I don't think we have seen them play on it yet. Oh no, we have seen them play on it actually.
Yeah. And also control ban here by Big, so a map that is highly pace based is also banned from them. Maybe Muda and also Soldier looked very strong on that map.
Control usually was a very good map for Big, but yesterday they were very shaky on it, and they it was difficult for them, I believe. They think they lost it against Solovi, even though usually it was a good map for them.
Airwalk.
Airwalk picked by Alliance. They were pretty strong on Airwalk from the beginning, pretty much. They were already strong on it in the All-Star Championship that happened prior to the season starting. Then Big picking speed once again.
Let's go!
I was kind of expecting that one as well. Big picking speed once again. They have done that before. They have been. I remember definitely Massa saying multiple times that they are currently the best team on speed in the league, and will be interesting to see.
Frosty!
Yeah, okay, nice. That would be
also a good map for Big, I think. I think that's what they have picked yesterday against Solary, if I recall it correctly.
Yeah, it was their first pick, but they did lose it against Solary, though. And Mother has been really fast on that one, especially in the identity, has been really good. But Big also not too bad on it as well.
Oh, and let's go.
I'm looking forward to that. I hope we definitely get to Pool. I would love to see it. They have been driving so incredible on Pool, especially yesterday.
Yeah.
Granadi beating the world record, the previous world record, I think 3-4 times in one match. Insane stuff. We have seen so many 0.1s yesterday. And then Breaking coming in from Alliance, where they have done really good times as well. I believe Mother and Socha both have done a 0.0 on that track, with the world record being 0.8 by Peck, and him being quite far ahead of all the other players. Yeah, it will be interesting to see Breaking. I would love to see those tracks for sure. And then Off-Road, last map picked by Big, and then Grip is the random pick left. So those are the tracks that we will be playing. And let's see how to go. First track once again will be Airwalk.
Yeah, there you go. So I look forward to that, to Airwalk. Airwalk and Pool, probably my favorite maps. But in general, this whole also Control is so, like, the map pack, just the more I see it, the more I like it. And I'm just getting excited to see what the players have to offer there.
Yes, will be cool to see. Now, of course, once again, for Alliance, it is a safe match at the moment for them. It only matters if they get first or second this match right here. But for Big, they need to win this one, and
need to rely on a loss from Solary.
Exactly. As long as they win, they will take it. That is for sure. They are currently, if they would lose this one, they would actually be tied up with Sinners at the moment, because they just won a match as well. But of course, Sinners have a much worse
win-loss ratio. Yeah,
exactly. Big is +8 there at the moment, whereas Sinners is -4, even though they have won 4 matches. So yeah, they are pretty much safe. They're safe top 3 at the moment. But yeah, will be interesting to see, because that will not matter. It only matters if Big wins and Solary loses, then they can still make it into the top 2. That's what we have to look out for. But now we are gonna be starting very soon on Airwalk.
Yeah, Airwalk is the first map, and I think this is also a very competitive map. We have seen Muda being insanely fast here. Gwen has the world record with a 0.22, and then we have Muda also driving a 0.3. I think already in the All-Star Championship he has was driving a very good time. Soldier also someone to not underestimate, so maybe Granadi and Massa can beat Muda and Soldier with their consistency on the first map. So again, format is as follows. We play up until 10 points. You can secure points in 3 different scenarios. There's an ace, which is first and second. You get 3 points and you concede no points. Then there's first and third. You get 2 points, and then the opponent, like in the other in contrast, gets 1 point. So a loss or a victory in that case. And then there's also a draw, which is first and last or second and third. And we play up until a point limit of, or like map limit of 4. So you have to win 4 maps to win the match. And Alliance didn't lose 16 consecutive maps. Let's see if they can keep up with that streak and just go with a lot of momentum into the playoffs. And we already see Soldier getting an interesting bump there. This is possible. You have a bit more speed, but this is not intended. This is way too hard to get consistent, but Soldier off to a little bit of a head start here.
Yes, that's a very good, very interesting bounce there. Soldier landed exactly on the edge, but messing up his line there a little bit as well. Does make it though. These bumper blocks are quite interesting generally as long as you jump into the middle of it. If your wheel touches the middle of the bumper block, it's completely fine.
Yeah.
Only there can be weird bounces if the wheel of the car lands exactly on the edge of the block, which happened there for Soldier. He was exactly on the edge of the block, and that's why he got kind of a double bump to the right, and actually gained a little bit of speed with that because he got kind of a double bounce here as well. Important that you land in between. Mother at the moment in the lead, followed very closely by Massa. Going to the identity, very difficult identity here once again. Soldier at the moment behind, coming a bit closer. Who will take it there? Mother will take it, I believe. Massa coming a bit closer, but it's not enough. At point 33 already starting off with a draw, but what a round there. Coming in from the Australian player.
Yeah, the Thunder from Down Under driving third, the third fastest time. Gwen has a faster time. Muda as well, so just 5 thousandths away from his match PB and already setting a statement. So that was a very good time from Muda, who just is improving and improving. And after winning the TMGL last time, he now wants to make something happen in the playoffs, of course, against Carl Jr., which was also match of the year from 2022. So that was a very, very exciting match, which was decided by one last identity. But right now Muda is behind 0.15 of a second. Granadi opts for a wider approach, has a good line here. You don't want to gear up into 5th gear, you want to gear up just before that drift here and not before that third section already. Granadi not with the best line there, going a bit wider, and now gets a good approach throughout this section. Important to get that transition here smooth. Muda messed up the bumper. You were talking about it. The bumper's doing interesting stuff if you are too far on the sides, and it is only Soldier who can deny an ace here towards Big, but Granadi with a mistake, so Massa will get first with a 0.5. Soldier on second. Muda overtakes Granadi, who has made a mistake. So that was one gift here from Alliance towards Big, and Big declines it.
Yeah, Granadi noticed very quickly there that he was not going to make it. He would have landed in front of the bumper and then would have not been able to get the identity there. What Mother had there actually was a little bit different. He not landed exactly on the edge, rather he landed on the, I believe, with one wheel on the side of the block. And because of that, he just got a normal standard slowdown by hitting a wall, basically. That's, I believe, what happened there. I would maybe need to watch it again, but it was definitely an interesting mistake there. Would not happen if he would have landed exactly in the middle, but of course that is pretty hard to aim for, especially if you get a good drift before, because that drift is very important in that section. Granadi at the moment with a very good lead, looking really strong at the moment in this round. Mother and Soldier following close behind. The Massa, his teammate, on 4th place. We have different fights here, but once again now going to the tech section of the track, and Granadi usually a bit weaker in this one, but going onto 2 wheels there, that was really good. Massa also overtaking Soldier, is looking good right now. All players managed to survive that bumper. Now going into the identity, Mother has come a bit closer through that tech section to Granadi. Will they be able to survive the bumper this time? Going for different trajectories. Mother going very wide. Massa on the edge once again. Mother will take it in front of Granadi, then Soldier on 3rd and Massa on 4th.
That bounce was very unfortunate there for Massa, not getting it through, but also Mother with an insane identity there. Just, you know, everyone was even, and now at this point 25 over gap between 1st and 2nd. So Alliance with a little bit of a lead there after 2 consecutive draws in a row. So that is off. That is a good start for them in those first 3 rounds, because Massa and Granadi, they look very, very scary on this map. Of course, we have seen that mistake from Massa there and also from Granadi, but they were able to secure 1st and also 2nd positions so far. And look at that, the Germans have a very good start there. Soldier going incredibly close there to the wall. Massa with a very good line there as well as Granadi, who goes super inside, has to adjust a bit, and also Soldier has a bit more speed due to that. Muda with a mistake, 1 second behind. and it will be Soldier, the Belgian player, who has to get that first position to just secure that lead, or it will be a tie after all, and a 5-5 if Soldier only, quote-unquote, gets second. Well, Massa still leading. Very good line from him as well. The experienced German player playing together with the newcomer, you could say. One could say that. I mean, Granadi's still quite young, 21 or 22 if I recall it correctly. And he gets a good identity here. And wow, coming closer, will overtake Soldier here. Maybe it's so close. It's 5,000s between Massa and Soldier. Didn't even look that close, but there you go. Big tying up the score. It is 5-5 and good times as well. Imagine losing with a .58.
Yeah, incredible round there. Also Granadi with 600s behind the other players, only on third place. That's what we definitely can expect from this kind of matchup. We have some of the fastest players on in this match here facing off against each other. Mada, for example, also, who did make a mistake there, has the best median on this track, and that by far. His median time on this track is a .52, and he has been definitely showing some great runs there, but also now of course has made a mistake in the previous round, but the big players also have made some mistakes here and there. The last one, I believe, was one of the only ones where they both survived, which is of course very important to get the good points. But Soldier with a mistake there, and a good situation now once again for Big to get some good points here, but Mada of course surviving, and Mada has a very good end section. We will take a look here once again. Massa currently in the lead. Mada not with a good tech turn right there. Had to adjust a little bit. Was a little bit too wide. Coming a bit closer here in this drift once again. Accumulating more speed than the German player. Coming closer. He was very close to the pole there as well. Now going into the identity. Who would take it the best? Mada usually has the best one here. Going a bit closer. He jumps a lot lower as you can see. And will he take it? Massa on the right.
Oh my, what?
43, a 43 and a 47 coming in from the top two right there. What a round.
Muda saving the day there. It looked grim for Alliance in this round, but Muda was able to stay ahead just because he finished more on the left side there compared to Massa, who had a very aggressive identity and just jumped super far to transfer all of that speed into the ending, but it wasn't enough for him to make it happen, and has to concede that first position. But now we see another mistake from Soldier, clipping that transition and also struggling with the gear, losing it again. Oh, that is very costly here, losing even more time due to that. So it's again a three-way fight between Muda, Granadi and Massa, but now Muda with a mistake, and we could see the 16 map win streak from Reliance could come into a severe, or just comes into severe problem here, because they have to get an ace in the next round if Massa and Granadi are getting it through in that identity.
Granadi!
Well, Granadi still ahead, but
see, he has a bit less speed here. He will be in a fight with him, but he will be a bit further behind. Soldier now ahead.
Didn't get the gear as well. Oh.
Going through the identity here, will he survive it? Soldier is a bit higher. Granadi has a chance. He gets a good identity. Will it be enough? It's so close. Hard to tell. It's not enough. Soldier will take the second place. And what if there for Big, they lost it there. There was a really good position, but Granadi just risking that drift turn a little bit too much. Usually Granadi is the one in the from the big players who turns on the interface, so he would have been the player to know if they needed to risk or not, but maybe he would have done so a little bit later. That's of course an important thing, of course, because most players will play interface off.
Yeah.
And Granadi is basically the player in the big lineup who turns it on, and then Massa on the other hand is the one who turns on Ghost, to see the difference that way.
Interesting insight there. I mean, Big still capitalizing from that round, but it could have been way much more. And also now Alliance has track point on the line, but Muda is a little bit further behind together with Granadi. Massa and Granadi need first and third position. Massa with a good line, but Soldier not giving up here. It's a very, very close fight between all four players, and now Granadi not thinking twice about it, just executing that drift accordingly and not making a mistake. So it is Massa in the lead. Soldier with a good nosedive gets the gear as well. Granadi with a very aggressive line. Massa and Granadi on almost first and second. But let's take a look onto Muda. Muda risking it, and Muda goes into the lead here. Muda with an insane identity, and he will take it. What about Soldier? Soldier will not stay ahead of Massa. It was 7,000 of a second. What an insane round was that. dude, it's so hard to sometimes spectate that identity, but it was a point 37.
37 by Massa. That is a top 4 time once again. And Soldier, for only 7,000 behind him. One incredible pace. Then Mada, he was 3/10 behind the other players going to that identity. He had it insane and was able to overtake Granadi with that. And that was very important. That was only by a few thousands there as well. Big would have won if Mada didn't have that insane ending.
Yeah.
It was incredible stuff. What a round to witness there. Big is still in the lead right now, 8-9. But it's definitely not a safe score at the moment going into this round. The big lineup is currently in the lead. Mada following closely behind them. But of course, we know the ending that Mada can have on this track. Let's see if he will be able to do so once again, going through the tech turns here. Soldier a little bit further behind than the other players. It's so close, it's impossible to call right now. Who will take it right here? Who will take the first map and get into an advantage into this match? Who will take it? Mada setting up once again a bit lower than the other players. Will they be able to survive it? Looking like a draw. But will they overtake? No, they will not. They will not.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, no, never mind. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought it was. Oh, never mind.
It is big.
Yeah, it was a draw, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I thought like, why you get so excited?
I thought it was a 9-9 for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's 10-10. It's yes, not 9-9.
Exactly.
And there we can also see the highlights. Round 4, it was the round win here from Granadi to secure that, or like just get that 3rd position. And well, then it was just a very, very close match. And Granadi with that choke there, just throwing away that ace for Big, unfortunately, and Soldier was able to get that 2nd position in there. And then we also had the incredible clutch from Moda on that identity, where he just gave Alliance the opportunity to even play round number 8, but it wasn't enough. Alliance losing after 17 maps, the first map, and we go to the next map, which is the pick by Big. It is Speed.
Yeah, and such an interesting map that we have coming up now. Big with probably good momentum after just winning the pick from Alliance. And now going to the first round here on Speed. As I said before, Massa has said that they are currently the best team in the league on Speed. But let's see if they will be able to carry that out as well. Mada and Soldier definitely no slouches on this track either. They are quite fast, and look at that start from Mada at the moment. So far ahead of the other players, finding himself 3/10 ahead of all other players. And Soldier also now overtaking
Insane.
them. Also not the best landing there. And falling down, and also Massa and Soldier made the exact same touch.
Yeah,
Massa couldn't survive it there.
Didn't they get a slowdown or something? Or like just
I thought they touched on the left side there, but anyways, Granadi currently in the lead. Will he be able to survive this? He should be able to just save it through. Yes, he does. And if Soldier and Mada survive, Massa takes it. Oh my god.
What an important ace.
Yes, that is an ace, starting off with a 3-0 on this track. What a round right there. Crazy things happened, and that is a good round definitely for Big. And one thing I definitely want to mention is Massa risked that identity so hard. He did, in the end he didn't need to, but he risked it incredibly much. Granadi bit behind here already, but yeah, Massa gained half a second on his teammate, who drove a 104.7.
Yeah, insane stuff. But I mean, also the record on this map is a 0.78 by Bren. And you can just push it so much on this map, especially in that identity. And Massa is an insanely talented player. Also, when it comes to something like risking, he just knows when to do that and when not to. Usually Granadi then just is the safe anchor on his team. But right now it is Massa who has not made a mistake. It is Granadi who's 2 seconds behind, but still he's not out on that one. And of course Massa also had that mistake here together with Soldier, and now they're fighting it out again. Muda in the lead, good line from him as well, and also he had a very good start on that first round if you just take it into consideration. But now it could be the ace for Alliance. Muda and Soldier with an insane identity, and Muda will also get overtaken here by his teammate who drives a 104.5, and the scoreline is 3-3 again. Soldier and Moda not impressed by the ace from Big.
Yeah, all tied up once again. Mada actually had a small moment there, I believe, in the very beginning. He had to adjust his line at the very first pole in the chicanes, and that was definitely looked very scary from my point of view. But he was able to survive it decently well. He only lost a little bit, and with that, taking the ace with the big players being 2/10 behind them. But let's go into the next one once again. At the moment, it's looking like a draw situation, continuing what the score is at the moment. Mada finding himself once again in the lead. Such good starts coming in from the Australian player. Then Massa and Granadi finding themselves a little bit further behind, 2/10 behind him, and then Soldier on fourth. All players getting a decent landing here now, setting up for the drift and jump into the...
so close.
That was really good there, coming in from Granadi, also coming a bit closer to the other players. Let's follow Massa through the identity once again. Mada in the lead right now, Granadi on second and Massa on third. Will they be able to overtake? Granadi is risking it. Granadi is coming closer. Will it be enough? Yes, he will! Yes, he does it!
Last 20.
What a round. And Massa also only 600s behind. Massa also caught up so much, and that last turn is always so important. Even if you have more speed, because you have more speed, you will go a little bit wider.
Yes.
So it's hard to overtake there, but he did manage it, and they take the victory with that, and now in the lead.
Yeah, so we have stats here from step 1 to 5, and Granadi had a .42 beforehand. Not sure what he did yesterday in that match, if this map was even played, but he just improved his match PB with that, and that was very important. But Muda was an incredible start. I mean, Granadi just came closer, like Muda was .3 ahead, if you recall it correctly, and Granadi just had an insane identity, and with that, Big comes back. Big around there indeed, and also now Soldier cannot keep up with the pace. Muda with a mistake tries to play some stun mode there, and this is looking really promising now for Team Big. They have a lead of 5 seconds, and I think they should know it now. Massa and Granadi, they can just save it. We have seen it on Airwalk as well. They can make mistakes in those kind of situations, but let's take a look. How much will they save it? Oh yeah, Granadi releases a lot, Massa as well, and there you go. Big with a tremendous ace here as well. The second ace on this map, 104.9 still, and it is 8-4. Alliance could lose the second consecutive map in a row, and bear in mind, if Big wins this match, it doesn't matter if it's 4-0 or 4-3, they have a chance for top 2.
Indeed, and this is very important for them at the moment. Also in the last round, the time that Massa drove, by the way, also was his PB, even though he only got third. He improved his PB by over a tenth. He went up to the 5th best time of the league, but it's only 3rd place in this kind of match against Alliance. What incredible rounds that we have seen here. But of course the last round definitely was not the greatest, with Mada and Soldier making early mistakes. Then Granadi and Massa of course knew with their communication that they could save it a little bit more. That's of course a nice thing that we have in this format, that there's a lot more communication and strategy between the teammates. We can definitely see also with Massa and Granadi there's a certain bond between them, and Mada with a touch, right? He won't make this jump.
But look at that clip, that was so smart.
That was very smart indeed. He wouldn't have made the jump with a normal jump, and because of that, he took the bump on the left side of the dirt to just jump a bit higher. But
yeah, which gave him more airtime, yeah.
Exactly, but will it matter though, because he made another mistake there. Granadi and Massa now in the lead in front of Soldier. Let's follow him. Will he be able to survive?
Wow, here? Massa, what the hell was that identity?
Incredible identity. Is he in PBing here again? No, it's 104.52, but they take it with yet another ace. The 3rd ace from Big on this track, and winning with a 4-11. Incredible stuff. And this is setting themselves up for a good match here for sure, with winning the first 2 maps.
Demolishing Alliance on speed. I mean, they've gotten that ace, and Big with 3 aces here. Wow, and I mean, this first round, just look where Massa is coming from here. Just coming by and just getting that ace, and then of course Alliance comes back, getting that ace afterwards, just tying up the score. But then Granadi with such an important snipe there as well, just getting that first position by 6 whopping thousandths of a second. And also round 4, it was just Muda and also Soldier making early mistakes. Muda with that barrel roll there, and Massa and Granadi could have just saved it. And that was, as I always say, the first nail to the coffin. And now we go to Frosty.
Yes, will be interesting. Frosty, Granadi.
And the timeout.
Oh, yeah, there's a timeout coming up. That must be from Alliance. So there is an option for you to timeout strategically. They have 30 seconds more to take a little bit of a breather before we go into the next round. So we have a little bit of time. It's definitely a good position here to do a timeout after losing that last track. I think that is a very good strategic timeout there from Alliance.
I mean, we don't know. It could also be from Big.
I mean they could do it from Big and to kind of say like, let's cement the victory that we just had.
Or just if we lose this map, it's also fine or something like that. You know, just do a gameplay. I mean, there's 10 million ways why you could do that timeout, yeah.
Indeed. But definitely interesting to see. And now we go into the first round on Frosty once again. Granadi and Massa also played it yesterday. They didn't pick it in this match though. They picked it against Solary and lost against them. But let's see how they will do against Alliance. Alliance definitely on paper the best team on Frosty. They have been so fast on this track with great records and also good median times. Come in. What a ram cut there from Granadi, setting himself up for first place. Now going to the first 360 off the track. That is the theme of the track right here. 360s with Reactor. Oh, he's a bit lucky that he survived that, but it will not be enough for most likely because Mother and Soldier find themselves far in the lead. Massa and Granadi following behind, but this is going to be difficult to catch up. There's the 360s coming in there, and it's hard to save this identity. You can a little bit though. Let's see if it will be enough for them. They have 4/10 in front of Massa at the moment. Going to the identity, will they be able to take it? Their second map pick, will they get an ace in the first round? Yes, they will, with good times as well. 105.44 there by Mother, and then Soldier on second place, securing the ace.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I'm not sure from whom that timeout was, because if you take a look here, Granadi, I mean, they didn't play it yesterday, right? So that's what he said. So Granadi has the weakest time on this map, 106.10.
They did play it yesterday. That was the first map.
Okay, never mind then,
I believe they picked Frosty as their first map.
True, never mind.
Against Solary, and they lost their first map pick with that.
Yeah, true. So we went karting yesterday, and then we also watched that. True, you're right. I remember the snap, because we then said, okay, it might be a good thing to pick this map against Solary, but well, at the end, it eventually didn't really. I think they lost it as well, right?
Yeah, they lost it. They lost it not that nicely against Solary. They played also decently well, but definitely Granadi and Massa have not shown the kind of consistency that you usually need on a track like this. Massa not with a good 360 exit there either, but Soldier lost a lot before in the nose tier section, will still be behind him, but it is a fight for first and second and third and fourth. Going through this section once again, Mada is finding himself in the lead. It's a pretty comfortable lead for at least Mada, going to this identity with how good he is in these 360s. Let's follow them through. Will they be able to survive it?
Oh, Granadi coming closer.
Granadi is risking it. Will he take it? Yes, he will. What an identity by Granadi coming in, and Massa also taking third. That's a good time there by Granadi. 105.4, improving his PB by a lot, and he was like 2/10 behind Mother. Incredible stuff there by Granadi. He was really risking that one, and he got it.
Yeah, Mother is really good on ice, but Granadi with an insane identity there. Just coming close and narrowing the gap now, 2 points between the teams. And also Massa gets that third position because Soldier has made that mistake. And now we see Mother 0.2 behind. Not too much though, and the outside dirt line really important. Let's follow Moda's POV. Doesn't go for the side ramp, and also the nose tier is being cleared nicely, but Massa and Granadi just with such a better setup due to that cut there. We also have that on the easy version, but there it's a bit harder because you have to avoid the ring there, or like just the pole it is and not the ring in that case. But Moda back into the lead after that first taste of the identity. Granadi and Massa still not too far behind. Soldier 0.4 behind. I think he will not play a significant role on this round unless someone makes a mistake. Muda again with a lot of speed, jumps so far there, but Granadi and Massa are definitely not on that one just yet. They can still get that ace. Muda with a good line here as well. Entry is looking great. Granadi coming closer, making a mistake. Massa now has to deny Muda the victory, but that is not the case. Granadi, as I said, gets overtaken by Soldier, and the gap is 3 points again. Alliance off to win their first map here. Looking really good. 6 points versus 3 for Big.
Yet another victory there for them. They're now 6-3 up, and It's looking good for them. It's also, of course, their pick. They have been strong on this map, so you would expect Alliance to win on this one. But let's see if Granadi and Massa can fight a bit back. Oh my god, Granadi's going so inside. He had to adjust a little bit there, but he does survive it at least. He's still in the fight against the other players. He was going over the edge at the beginning and then also the edge on the next one. Let's see, will he be able to come a bit closer here with the ramp cut once again? And yes, he will.
Oh, Soldier!
And he will have to respawn that. Also, this 360, we see a different line here, slightly different line. Mother and Soldier are setting up a little bit wider for the exit ice light in that part, whereas Granadi and Massa go a little bit more inside into that one. And you see slight differences because of that. Mother is behind at the moment, behind Granadi and Massa. Granadi setting up really wide. They will not have as much speed as the other players coming out of this third section. But now coming into the identity once again, who will take it the best here? Massa currently leading, then Mother and Granadi following behind. Who will get it the best?
Oh, I think that's the ace.
That is... No!
No! Oh my god! What? Mura? What was that? I mean, Massa also with a mistake, but Mura with a pixel perfect turn there, denying the ace towards Big, who just... They looked so good on Identity Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, Mother set up the final 360 really well. He was much wider than the other two players, and he had much more space to work with to get a nice exit into the finish there.
Yeah, so it's now Alliance with their first, or with Track Point, and their first opportunity to take it home. So let's see if they can take it home. Massa off to a great start, 0.2 ahead of Granadi, who is on second place, fighting out with Mura and also Soldier, who has made a small mistake. Granadi with a good jump there, but maybe a bit too low. You don't slow down there because it's plastic. Plastic will not give you a slowdown, but of course, if you clip like that, you have more airtime and you will lose your gear. So Granadi is 1 second behind, make it 1.5. And also Soldier is not participating in the fight for first and also making a mistake. So Granadi can get that one additional point if Massa gets that first place. But Mura again with a very good line. Massa bumping a little bit there, and it looks like that Mura will take that round, but never count out Massa here. Good approach from the German player here. Good line there as well, but I think Mura has it. Yes, beautiful identity. 105.2. That is also insanely fast. Only 0.2 away from the world record, and it's 8-5. A draw, and Alliance slowly but surely comes closer because of also Mura's great performance on this map.
Yeah, that was a great identity once again, and there you see just the perfection that they can perform on this kind of identity. Massa also had a decent identity there, but just, you know, exited the first 360 a little bit later, a little bit wider than Mother, and immediately basically lost 2/10 against him. It is such a precise identity right there, doing these 360s perfectly, but it's definitely an important skill to have in Trackmania as well. That is so close to the edge. He will survive it, has a little bit less speed now going into this 360 once again. Not with the best exit there either. Will lose a little bit of speed against the Soldier and Mother, who only need, of course, 2 points now to close out this map as well. Mother currently is finding himself in the lead, followed by Granadi. This looking like a draw right now. Soldier's a bit further behind Massa as well, but let's follow the front through the identity once again. Will Mother will get another victory on this one. It's looking good right now, sets that up pretty well as well, and that is looking clean with Granadi. Granadi gets overtaken.
Yeah, that's it. That is it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Mura with a 0.21, also insane time. So Mura just denying so many points, securing the first positions, and just understanding the identity so good. And well, there you go. They have the replays. We see the mistakes here from Big, allowing Alliance to secure their aces. Granadi clipping on the inside. Massa also with a mistake. But Granadi off to a great snipe there on this one, just overtaking Mura. One of the few mistakes from Mura on this map, just saving it a bit too much there. And then we also had that snipe from Mura just in the round, second round, 2 rounds after that, just denying the ace, the very important ace for Big. And instead of a 6-6, it was a 7-4.
Yes, and the next track that we have coming up now is Pool, and I'm really looking forward to this one. We have some of the fastest players on the server right now battling out on this one. We have seen such a great performance yesterday from Big coming in. We have seen so many point ones, and let's see what we will be able to do today as well. Of course, Socha and Mother are also able to drive point ones on this track as well, but let's see if they will be as consistent on them as the big players. Now going into the first section here, it's incredible that that first section, which is kind of technical, it's not that easy. Most of the time the players will be just inside of each other afterwards though, and now the water exit there with the counter steer, Mother dropping down a little bit. He didn't have the greatest speed there, and Massa and Granadi are currently in the lead, followed closely by a Soldier. It's looking like a decent round once again, starting round on Pool right now. It's looking good for Big, and Granadi not with the best exit speed there though. All players surviving the first part of the identity.
So
it's really good right now.
Insane.
Going into the last part, who gets the exit speed here the best? Soldier going very inside, will not have as much speed. Massa will take it on first place. And yes, it is a draw with 0.6.
Yeah, that's not too fast, Massa.
That is an incredible end by Massa.
Wow.
He did not have the greatest checkpoint in the middle, 0.37. That is incredible, incredible end by Massa there, 0.16, and takes the draw with that, because of course Alliance didn't have that bad rounds either, even though they were a little bit behind at the beginning.
Yeah, so I think that we're gonna see a sub 105 on this map at some point. That was just incredible also from Massa there, 0.16. Granadi of course drove that 0.10 yesterday. The world record was I think a 0.16.4 from Gwen beforehand. So we have seen this record getting beaten so often yesterday in that match, Big versus Solary. Now we see Soldier with a mistake, so Massa and Granadi off to a good shot of getting themselves into the lead. But Muda not slowing down, 0.37 checkpoints, 0.2 is insane, but again, we've had the same checkpoint beforehand, and Muda with a lot of speed, finding himself in that battle with Massa. Let's see what Granadi does, how far he's behind. Oh, not too bad. Massa now with the best line. This could be another draw. We have seen a 14-14 situation yesterday, but Muda almost with a mistake. How did he survive that? And Muda with so much speed will stay in front with a 0.20. Another great time. Massa getting second. Granadi saved a bit more there because he could, and it's another draw. So it's 2-2, and Pool definitely heated up. So it might be cozy to swim in there.
Yeah, Granadi was already finding himself 2/10 behind on a track like this, with these kind of performances, it will not be enough to catch that back up, and Massa with a mistake at the very beginning. This will be difficult for Granadi. Granadi will know, because of course they're in a voice communication, and I believe they're also just sitting next to each other at the moment at their
oh my god, but
Soldier with a touch, but it doesn't matter because he's in the same situation as Granadi last one pretty much. He's on third place. He's too far away from the victory to contest for that, so it's only a fight between these at the moment. Soldier can just save, Massa can just save, just waiting for a crash. It's so close between them. Oh my god. It's not the greatest times at the moment looking like, but they are definitely fighting so close to each other. Granadi in the lead, going to the identity once again, setting up with a small bump, is finding himself in front though. Mother going a little bit wider here. Granadi with such an inside line, different setup into the end. Mother has so much speed. Will he clip? No, he makes it. He makes it and takes the victory here as well for his team with a 0.33. Considering that they didn't have the greatest start, that is a good end. Once again, a good time with a 0.33. And Soldier on third and Massa on fourth. And Alliance with that now into the lead.
Yeah, we could have seen that it was both players just alternating between first and second position there. Well said, and also not the best checkpoints. And Granadi just gained a point or lost 0.16 towards Muda in that identity, but Muda also had a better approach beforehand, a bit more speed and a better, like just so wide and so much speed there from the Australian player who has like just keeps on improving and improving, even though he's also not the youngest player out there, but it's just impressive to see how like what deep of a knowledge he has about the game. And for me, the player of the season right now, and he shows why. But now it is Soulja, his teammate, making a mistake. It was Massa beforehand who has done that mistake, and now Soulja is 1 second behind. Granadi and Massa could get that ace here, but Muda is not on that one just yet. 0.30 checkpoint. We could see a new world record here if everything stays like that, and they get another great identity. Massa in the lead, Muda with a good line as well, and also Granadi is not too far away. It is so close here. Massa with a touch though. He's out on that one. Muda into the lead. Granadi has to get something. Muda also with a mistake. Granadi also not with the best ending, but will still get that first position. The question is, where's Massa? Massa on last, and it's a 0.4, and this could have been so much more for Big, but it was only a draw. So a lot of mistakes have happened here. Also that small slide from Granadi lost him a lot of speed.
Yeah, Massa will definitely be devastated from that mistake that he just clipped slightly on the inside and cost his team the ace there. Of course, in an identity like that, if it is this close, they know they have to risk it. They will not know before, of course, if they could save it or not. Of course, Mada just made the mistake afterwards with going for a little bit too much speed through that section. Also, in that section, always, don't you just think, could they just not slow down or release or anything like that? But it's because they have red wheels coming out of the water. You basically don't have any control anymore in that right turn. You come out of the water and then you need to set up for the next turn, and that's pretty much all you're getting. That is a really fast run right now by Mada. He is on a 0.24. If he nails the ending, we could definitely have a new world record right here. This is looking really good. Massa, on the other hand, on second place right now, still fighting with Soulja. It's going into the identity once again, dropping down a little bit. The Alliance duo in the lead right now. It's looking good. Soulja
Massa
more inside line. Will they be able to overtake? I don't think it will be enough.
Oh my god!
That's a 0.10.
It ties the world record, if I recall it correctly. I think Granadi drove also a point. No,
he drove 109.
109. So we have a new world record, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause to Moda and the chat. Insane time, but also most importantly, Soulja was on par with him on the last checkpoint, so they were securing the ace, and we have a match. It could be Alliance equalizing the score here, 2-2, if they get a victory in this round. So very, very nicely done. Also the momentum, of course, shifting towards Alliance. They could have gotten that ace, but they made mistakes. But now Muda with a mistake. Yeah, also Panda in the Challenger League, when he did the world records that he already drove, he then also made mistakes afterwards, so this could happen to players more frequently. And Massa and Granadi fighting out with Soulja here on that first and second position. 0.27 checkpoint, another insane round that we are witnessing right now. Only 300s away from Muda's former set world record checkpoint there, and it is Massa still leading the round. Granadi in there as well. Soulja not with a good line, and Massa will win that round here by the looks of it. Granadi also with a lot of speed, and this could be another world record. Let's see.
Yes,
it's a 105.
0.01. What?
Guys, I was not joking when I said that we might see a sub 105. Massa beating the world record from Muda that was set the round beforehand by 900ths of a second.
What an incredible stuff. They are down 8-4, and then they just beat the world record by 900ths. And also Granadi drove another 0.11. Incredible stuff by the two German players. And now once again all to play for 8-7, and also Mada with another mistake. Mada with 2 consecutive mistakes after getting the world record earlier. Maybe a little bit frightened now from the pace that Blake was showing previously. And now it's the fight between Granadi, Massa and Soulja for the win. At the moment it's a draw, but Granadi and Massa, they also get more points here if they manage to overtake. They don't need to worry about Mada right now unless they make a mistake. Going in once again, Soulja with another good start here with a 0.28. It's so close right now. Once again going to the identity. Will they be able to overtake, or will Soulja stay in the lead to secure the draw? It's so close right now going to the next section. Soulja a little bit wider. So close between the players. Soulja, will he survive? He does survive, and he has so much speed. That is such a good round. Once again, 0.12. The winning time. Then Massa and Granadi on second and third. What are these rounds on this track? I love this track. This is the best track of the season so far for sure. I love these fights on these tracks.
Reminds me of Slowdown. Reminds me of Slowdown a little bit, right?
Definitely.
Because it's insanely close. So another great round, and big now after a big round. But Soulja also proving why he plays together with Muda and also just redeems himself with that great performance. Another insane time. And there you go. We go into round number 8. Some matches are over after, or some maps are over after 4 rounds. And there you have it. It is Granadi and Massa with a good line. Moda, maybe with not the best line here, losing out on a lot of speed. My god, dude, I'm getting so excited that I lost the ability to speak. And it's Massa and Granadi in the lead with an ace. They would win a pool and they're looking strong. Massa with a .33 checkpoint again on a .1 pace. You know, why not? And also it was Soldier messing up the apex, not getting the best amount of speed. Let's see if the Germans can keep up here. Granadi with a good identity approach there. But Muda is not slowing down here. Will he be able to get it? Soldier sliding out. Let's see here. Granadi with the overtake, maybe. This is it. It is 9,000 of a second. And it is Granadi who secures the victory already. We don't go into overtime. Massa with another .11, by the way.
Incredible.
Dude, this pace is insane.
Incredible, this match.
Big 3-1 in the lead. And we go to map number 5, which is breaking.
This was so important. Of course, if Mada would have overtaken Granadi there for the second position, we would have gone into overtime 10-10. But of course, Big managed to get the ace there. And of course, we saw already in the start great paces here. Mada setting the world record with a .10 and also getting an ace with that. And then Big just striking back immediately with Massa's taking another new world record, a .01. So close to the 104. Incredible stuff. And then in the last round, Soldier with such an important round right there, denying the ace for Big and prolonging the map a little bit longer, but of course in the end was then not enough. We go on to breaking, the 5th map of the match right now. And let's see what they will be able to do here. This is Alliance Pick.
Yeah, we have another timeout. I mean, we don't know from whom that comes, but this reminds me again of Airwalk, like this denial there in points, and they're always able to snipe away some first or second positions. So breaking, certainly one of the harder maps, because we have that very tricky taste of the identity already at the start. You can get your car damaged and not be able to finish the map, because if you're fragile and hit the checkpoint, you will not have as much speed as possible to clear this free wheel section. But we have a lot of tricks here. The ice set is also super tricky, where we have a tight section as well that ends in a downhill funnel section, and then of course the identity as well, where we have different approaches. The fastest one is to drift, like you have to do in a start, and we see Massa with a good start. World record is a 112.8 by Pack, who we see later playing alongside with Carl. And this will of course be important, because if Big wins this match against Alliance, Solary has to win.
Indeed, that will be so interesting to see. I would wish to see that happen, because it would make the ending of the season just that much more exciting. And at the moment, it's looking good for Big as well. Soldier with a slide out was finding himself a bit behind already. Mada going so close to that hole right there, just getting the maximum exit speed out of that wall. Right, Massa at the moment in the lead. Now going to the ending section of the track. You go over cruise control, then a small ice section, setting up for the water entry into the identity, where you have a red boost into a freeway section, where you need to slow down by braking to get the next turn. And Mala coming closer to Massa. It's a close fight right now. They're slowing down here. Will they get the turn? Massa going very wide, but he takes it. That's a good round as well. 1:13.18, a great time by Massa, improving his own PB by 0.2 of a second there and securing the victory for Big once again.
Yeah, also Soldier making that mistake, sliding out, having too much of an angle, and maybe wanted to readjust it with a release, but we don't know because you don't see the inputs, of course. So he falls behind, and also Muda incredibly close there. After the ice exit, after the ice funnel, your tires are still affected by the ice from beforehand, so it was a bit harder for him to control that. And it is Big getting that first victory to their name, and with that into the lead. And again, Soldier is behind, super far behind, more than 3 seconds, make it 7 seconds here. So there you go, it is Massa and Granadi in the lead, and Muda again chasing down. Let's see if it's enough for them to get that ace now. This will be important, and then Alliance has to act, because if they don't win this map, it is over. They need to win 3 maps in a row and right now looks really promising for Big in this round because Massa and Granadi find themselves in the lead, but Muda coming closer. Granadi also going for the jump, same as Muda, and Massa in the lead, but Granadi with a great dive, Muda with a mistake, and this could be the ace for Big. Granadi and Massa, I think they do know it now that they can save, and you could see how much Massa has released, and there you go. Or like braked in this case, and Massa with a 113.6 on second, and Granadi with another great time, 113.18 on first position, 5-1, looking really good for the German duo.
Yeah, incredible stuff there. Of course, Mada and Soldier, it looks like they are definitely feeling a little bit shaky now. They have won so much recently that maybe they have forgot how it feels to lose maps, and now they're a bit in a pickle right now. They're 5-1 down against Big, who are looking pretty strong on this track if they want to. Of course, Granadi and Massa, they saved a little bit more in the recent times, but I mean the winning pace was pretty good with 0.18 and 0.16 respectively. And let's see, will Alliance survive the middle of this of the track this time? Will they get to the end in peace? Let's see. Soldier this time in the lead after having made multiple mistakes beforehand. Massa going so inside into this ice.
Good line actually.
Really good stuff there, and coming a bit closer. Where's Mada? Mada falling a bit behind. It's so close between the players though. Soldier also setting up a bit wider into this drift. Mada not with the greatest line there. It's going a bit too wide. Has more speed though. Has way more. What? Interesting line there. I have
Massa.
Massa with the touch. Massa with the touch falling behind. Soldier also with the touch. And it is looking like a draw right now. Draws are beneficial for Big at the moment because at the moment they are in the lead, and it would be a 6-2 scoreline if they take it here. Mada survives it, Granadi survives it, Massa survives it, and Soldier as well. It is a draw indeed. And we go to the next round with Big still in a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, so very interesting line there from Massa. I really want to stress that one out because he just tapped the brake to get a better downhill or like a better approach out of that funnel section there, and just having more control and just more speed out of it that he doesn't have to oversteer. And Massa with the first mistake in this round, so he's behind, and it's now Granadi who has to deny Soldier and Muda the ace. 1 point would already be beneficial. 5-6 versus 4-7 is a tremendous difference here for the Big lineup, and Massa also not too far behind. I mean, if someone makes a mistake in the ending, it could be lethal for Alliance here. Again, good line here from all the players. Everyone survives. Soldier maybe a bit too far out there, but also Granadi not with the best line by the looks of it. Very hard to control, but Granadi insanely close there to the wall. Bear in mind, he plays with Cam 3, probably not in that section, but sometimes, or he's just able to estimate that usually. But in a section like that, especially on ice, it's almost impossible to play with camera 3. Camera 1 is the better cam to use there. Anyways, let's see. Muda is 0.2 ahead. Soldier 0.33 behind his teammate, and Granadi just in an alliance sandwich right now. But it looks really good that the Big player will at least secure a second position. Oh my god, that was so close. And also Muda with an incredible time. Only 600s away from his league PB, and it's 4-7. Big with one ace would clear out the match, and then they have to watch how Solary will play against G1.
Yeah, definitely Muda showing what they can drive.
Against KC, not G1. Yeah.
Alliance have shown great pace so far, but have made a lot of mistakes so far. But it's Massa again in the same turn as last time. This time not as far behind, but it's another crash early on. And Granadi now knowing once again that he needs to beat Muda and Soldier to not get ace in this round, because that would tie up the
Soldier lost the gear.
Yes, so Soldier dropping a bit lower there. Granadi now overtaking, going to the dirt. Ooh, he had to adjust there a little bit. He was a bit too inside on that ice side and is finding himself behind.
Oh my god, dude.
There. Soldier not with great speed either. Granadi came a bit closer, but it is still the Alliance pair in the lead right now. Going to the identity, Granadi has to send this identity if it's looking like this, although Muda dropping a lot of speed. Surprisingly a lot of speed.
Oh,
now
I think
actually
he
tied
well.
up. Muda is even further behind. Granadi is going for a little bit of a safer approach on this one. It's looking good at the moment. Going to the last identity. Granadi needs to make sure that he's in front of Muda here. Will he be? Yes, he has more speed. Will it be enough?
Oh
yes.
my god.
What a round there.
Ooh.
Soldier on first place with a great time, 0.27 once again, and then Granadi sniping Muda there for the ending. That was so important. That was incredibly important because course, instead of the match score being tied up at the moment, it is a 6-8 in Big's favor. Alliance with no chance to win, and Granadi and Massa, if they get a victory here, they take the match, and they would win with that 5 matches out of the 7.
Yeah, it would be great for them. Yeah, it would be very, very nice. And I mean, Granadi redeeming himself, getting that second position in those last 2 rounds, but now Massa didn't make a mistake, so this might be a dangerous situation for Alliance to be in. We could jump into a 9-7 situation, and then a final round would come into play, because every outcome would lead to a team winning. But let's take a look what will happen here. Massa going super far up and has to oversteer a lot, so we will drop a lot of speed, but also Muda not with the best approach here. Soldier not too outside he goes, and it is Granadi and Massa Big leading on first and second position right now, and this looks really good. Let's see what Muda does. He had a lot of speed over in that section, and he has it again as well as here, but slides out now, and I think this is all she wrote unless Soldier gets first, and right now he finds himself in first position. Granadi with a good line, comes close, has more speed. Granadi pushing it here to the absolute maximum. Can Soldier stay ahead or not? It is Big winning their 5th match here with ease. Granadi takes first with a 113.28, and wow, what a great performance from Big on that Super Week. So close of beating Solary, and now just beating Alliance with ease 4-1.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be really exciting in the league. That last match between Solary and KC will determine who will make it into the top 2 and will secure themselves also more prize pool and an easier playoff spot as well. And what a identity there by Granadi.
Wow,
he had so much speed through there. He knew he had to risk it. That was great stuff there. Now going to the replays, we saw immediately at the beginning already Alliance making some mistakes and Big capitalizing from that with getting an early ace in this round. They knew they had could save it there. But then of course Alliance right afterwards taking a really important map win here, round win here as well. Getting closer, and then we had this round. What a risk there by Granadi. He had to risk so often in that identity, and he made it there. Really great stuff from the German player. It was a really exciting match, which we were also expecting. Good stuff there for sure from the players. Great performances and battles that we saw. Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see what the league will